Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Kate. It's been a while, I know, but I thank God we're alive. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for subscribing. Kindly, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Hope you find these videos helpful, so please share with other people. So, guys, today I want to talk about something that I know probably worries so many people since you're going to the festive season, or we are kind of actually into the festive season. And we have people who love their food, and we have people who love their food fried and meaty and stuff. So, guys, the good news is you can still eat your food, you can still enjoy your food, and avoid gaining weight. So, this is what I'm talking about. Remember, most of the times I've talked about where our bodies get energy. Our bodies get energy from the glucose, mostly from the carbohydrates. Most of the foodstuffs we eat during the festive season are basically carbohydrates and proteins. So, when I'm talking about the diet that you can actually do during the festive season and still avoid gaining weight and maintain your weight, I'm talking about ketogenic diet. I'm sure many people have heard about ketogenic diet, but there's something we still don't understand about it. So, I'm here to explain it to you today. So, first of all, ketogenic diet is a diet that is very low in carbs but high in fat and proteins most of the times, actually, all the time. So, when I'm talking about ketogenic diet, what I mean is most of the times we find ourselves, most of the foods we eat, I mean, the dishes that we take rice, for example, and meat and vegetables. So, when I'm talking about ketogenic diet, I mean you're probably going to avoid the rice and take your meat, probably with some vegetables. The reason why we are doing this is because we want your body to go into the metabolic ketosis. When I was explaining about the ketogenic diet, I said ketogenic diet is basically low in carbs, but me, I prefer you actually avoid carbs totally. You can do a little, but then you not know the right amount of carbohydrates that we call low. So you might end up taking a little bit more than what is required. So ketogenic diet is a diet that is very low in carbs or no carbs at all, but then you focus on the fats and the proteins, not necessarily animal proteins, but you can do animal and plant proteins so long as it's proteins. This takes your body into metabolic ketosis. When your body goes into metabolic ketosis, the ketones are elevated, meaning your body will get its fuel. Your body will get its energy from the ketones that is produced from fats. Remember, we are taking a diet. This is a diet that is high in proteins and very low in carbohydrates, or generally no carbohydrates at all, because some of these proteins also have little carbohydrates in them. So, guys, again, what I'm talking about is when you normally take your rice, beef, and vegetables, when you're talking about ketogenic diet, you'll definitely, you have to avoid the carbohydrates, because remember, we want our bodies to go into ketosis so that you get your energy from the proteins and the fats that you're taking instead of your body getting it from the glucose that you get from carbohydrates. This can literally, can horribly go wrong if you don't understand what you're doing, because at the end of the day you'll end up taking a lot of your ugali, a lot of beef with a lot of fats, and then you'll definitely gain weight. But remember, I'm saying you should avoid the carbohydrates as much as you can. I'm going to give you a list of foods that can this can work with, but this is just a few. Generally, you can go research more about ketogenic diet so that you don't end up messing this up. So the first list of foods is seafoods. This is proteins generally. Of course, there are seafoods that have got some little carbohydrates in them. But when you talk about seafoods, I know generally we talk about fish. These are foods that are locally available. So when you talk about seafoods, it's high in proteins, it's high in fat, which makes it safe for ketogenic diet. Another one is low carb vegetables. When I say low carb vegetables, I'm mostly talking about cauliflower, broccoli, lettuce. I'm talking about avocados. These are the low carb vegetables. Zucchini. Those are the low carb vegetables that are locally available. Some of them, it's a long list, but some of them are things that we don't even have around. Another one is cheese. You can eat cheese anyhow. You can eat cheese with whatever you want to eat it with. But then remember, cheese in some foods like pizza. If you take pizza, you'll definitely consume some carbohydrates. It's not entirely proteins and fats. So be very careful. Understand this before you start or before you consider going for it. We have meat, I mean, generally beef, we have poultry, we have eggs. These are generally, we have nuts and seeds. These are plant proteins. Remember, when I'm talking about ketogenic diet, we are focusing on proteins, we are focusing on fats. We are trying to eliminate carbohydrates as much as we can so that our bodies goes into the metabolic ketosis, so that your body can get energy from the fats, which mostly is from the proteins that we take. Don't overdo this. And please, if you don't know the right amount of carbohydrates that you're supposed to use, generally try and avoid carbohydrates. For people who love cooking, we have some vegetables that people use to mimic carbohydrates. For example, you can use cauliflower to mimic rice. This only works when you know how to do it. You can use zucchini, like the vegetable zucchini, to mimic some noodles. Yeah, so you don't have to do that anyway. You can just decide to take your proteins and your vegetables that are high in fat and proteins, and you'll be okay. Fortunately, for people who love eating these kind of foods, this diet will work for you. But please be very, very careful. Remember, you can end up taking this, but then you take a lot of unnecessary drinks. You take a lot of alcohol, sodas. These have got a lot of glucose. These have got a lot of sugars that you don't even need when you're trying to maintain your weight. Anyway, guys, please have a lovely weekend. Enjoy this festive season. Kindly, whatever you put in your mouth, remember you're trying to maintain your weight. But if you end up gaining weight, there's still weight loss diets that you can actually do after the festive season. You can still work out, you know. Anyway, have a good day. Please subscribe, share, comment so that I know what you think. Otherwise, bye.